Hello, I'm Dr. Ali Saad. I'm board certified in neurology and lifestyle medicine. I'm currently a climate and health science policy fellow with the University of Colorado, and I'm working with ecoAmerica. Today, I'll be talking about food choices and their connection to human health and climate change. According to the CDC, 60% of US adults live with one chronic disease, and 40% live with two or more. The most common chronic neurological diseases are stroke and Alzheimer's disease. But other common chronic diseases are heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. Obesity is also a risk factor for these diseases. Over 70% of US adults are either overweight or obese. That means that there are more people at an unhealthy weight than a healthy one, and this is largely related to poor diet. In fact, poor diet has now surpassed smoking as the leading cause of death and disease in the US. The diet that drives these health outcomes is also unsustainable for our environment, leading to high levels of pollution, including the emissions that drive climate change. The good news is this is fixable, with a pattern of eating that can be adopted by people of all backgrounds. It has two themes: whole foods and plant foods. Whole foods are also known as unprocessed or real foods. If you can recognize a food's ingredients just by looking at it, chances are it's a whole food. A great example is Mexican black beans, where you can see the beans, onions, and tomatoes easily. Whole foods also don't have a lot of added sugar, salt, oil, or industrial chemicals. It's important that you recognize the ingredients listed on the label. If you don't, just Google them. The second part of a healthy diet is food should mostly come from plants. This doesn't mean just fruits or veggies, but nuts, seeds, and whole grains as well. It also includes the nutritional superstars, beans and lentils. Like meat, they are high in protein and iron, but unlike meat, they have no cholesterol, more healthy than unhealthy fats, and lots of fiber. Fiber has many health benefits, including prevention of heart disease and several cancers, and it can only be found in plant foods. We need to think of food as packages of nutrients and ask whether a particular food packs those nutrients in a healthy way. Foods that are whole and from plants are usually the better package for the nutrients we need. I've had several patients with recent stroke who come to me on several medications for high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. Within weeks of transitioning their diet, many of them have been able to cut down on their medicines and in some cases even stop them. This is because their chronic diseases were caused by diet, so fixing their diet reversed them. Currently, 60% of the average American diet consists of processed food, while only 6% consists of whole plant foods. We can flip those numbers. About a third of greenhouse gases humans produce come from our food systems. Of these emissions, it takes a lot more energy to produce animal products compared to plant products. When farmers grow wheat or soy, it can be used to feed people directly, or it can be used to feed livestock like cattle. However, a daily serving of beef creates about 75 times more emissions compared to beans. Similarly, the food needed to feed one cow can be used to feed 6 people instead. When you cut out the meat, you're cutting out the middleman and saving energy. The waste produced from animal farms also ends up in our water in the form of antibiotics, antibiotic-resistant bacteria, viruses, and excessive amounts of nitrogen that can poison people and marine life. Eating whole plant foods is the best step you can take for your health. When possible, buying local food is often a great idea too. Local food is produced nearby, so it doesn't have to travel very far to get to you. That means less fuel is used in the transport, which makes it easier on your wallet and the environment. It also means you get fresher food because it doesn't have as much packaging or need as much processing to keep it from going bad. As a result, food typically has more nutrients preserved and tastes better. When you choose local, you're also supporting your community. Local farmers can make a living off your purchases. This supports food security in your community without having to rely heavily on large corporations or suppliers in other states or countries. It's important to be able to understand food labels so that you can make healthy choices for you and your family. Head to the produce section and fill your cart up with things that don't need labels, like fresh fruits and veggies. If you have a bulk aisle where you can scoop out beans, rice, lentils, and nuts, these are usually healthy foods that don't need labels either, because they're a single recognizable ingredient. Next, check out the nutrition facts label on the backs of boxes, cans, and bags. Be sure you recognize the ingredients. You should also check out the numbers on the right-hand side of the label. Make sure most of the fats are polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fats, and that you're getting a high recommended daily value of dietary fiber. Limit foods with high total fat, trans fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, sodium, sugars, and added sugars. These are general guidelines for most people, but check with your doctor first if you have special dietary needs or health conditions. I like to make sure that processed food or animal products take up no more space than the child's seat of my cart and fill the rest with whole plant foods. Bring kids with you to help with the shopping and have them put items in the cart. When they do, ask them to explain how they made that choice. Do they know how to pick real unprocessed food? Do they recognize all the ingredients on the box? Can they understand the nutrition facts label? And do they know what food restrictions they have due to allergies or otherwise? Once they're old enough, kids can help with the cooking too. It teaches them independence, plus it saves time and money. Many people have trouble eating healthy because they don't know what to buy or how to cook. Teaching these skills at a young age ensures kids have the tools they need to make lifelong healthy choices. When you vote for your community leaders, it's important to find out where they stand and what they're doing about food and farming policies. If poor diet is now the leading cause of death and disease, and food systems create a third of global greenhouse gases, it is an essential part of public policy. If people in the community care about it, elected officials will make it a priority. Similarly, supermarkets, restaurants, and online retailers want to tell people what they'll buy. Ask your school or workplace how they're making healthy choices available and choose them when they are. Your choices can drive the market towards a food system that's good for you, your family, community, and the planet. If you'd like to learn more about actions you can take to protect your health and climate, go to www.climateforhealth.org.